Hey, how's it going? So I want this video to be a quick one. Hopefully we can get this Jeezy Nike sort of website done by today. I think it's going to be pretty quick. We've only got a little bit left, so we're going to go into it. And here we have what we have. I'm going to open it up so you can see it. Live server coming up, and this is what we got. Okay, pretty close to the original, pretty close. So we're going to finish spacing this stuff out, all right? And this top part is actually pretty good. It's pretty close to the original. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of spacing to these stars, and yeah, I mean it's pretty close. So we won't have to do that much. Okay, we'll have to add that extra banner here too. So let's get into it. Let's add a bit of padding first of all to these stars. Okay, they should have a padding, or this should have a padding bottom. So these this text, this div should have a padding bottom. We're just going to add that same padding bottom to the stars, right? So let's see. Here are the stars rating. Okay, so we're going to go to title, see what that has. Let's go to the class. Let's see what title has. Title. We could just search Control F. Okay, in Windows. Just title. Okay, try not to type that. Title like this. All right, here we go. Nothing in title. So where did we add the padding? We added padding top and bottom here to rating actually. Okay, that's where the padding is. So if we added padding top and bottom, this should be 1 rem. This should be 1 rem then. And what about if we just say 2 rem? 2 rem like so. Okay, and save that. See what it looks like. There's a bit more spacing. There's more on the top than on the bottom, I feel. Just to make sure of that, we're actually going to add a border to this. Border 1 pixel solid black. Let's see what we got. Right, and okay, yeah, it's even. It's just me being picky. Cool. So I think we're just going to add a 1.5 here, and we're going to be good to go. We're going to be good to go. That's it. That's fine. Okay, cool. Let's see if I'm satisfied with that. I am satisfied. That's pretty cool. If you see, also this text is actually a little bit smaller, and it's lighter. Okay, so it's kind of grayish, and yeah. So we're going to do that real quick. We're going to go to this text, the H2 of title. So we can actually just say title H2 right here. H2. And we're going to say color gray. We're going to get that gray that we had for the background color. Was it? Yeah, it's this one over here. So we're going to copy this one, paste it into the H2. Which is down here. Okay, color. Yep, paste that in. Save it, and let's see what we got. Cool, but it needs to be a little bit darker, otherwise we can't see anything. Save that, and I'm happy with that color. We're gonna say font weight. Gonna make it less punchy. We're gonna say 300. All right, and that should have changed, but it hasn't. Let's go to 400. That hasn't changed either, because we have this weird 7 here. Okay, 400, that has changed. Cool. So that's closer to what we have. There's a little bit of spacing between the H2 and H1, so we can just say title H1 padding bottom. You can say padding bottom. Let's just say 0.5 rem. That should give us enough. A little bit of spacing. That's nice. Cool. Yeah, that's what we got. And what else can we do here? Text is fine. Separation between text and this is fine. Now we have to maybe style the color of it. We could style this a little bit and space it out. It's actually pretty well spaced. All we need to do here is make this a little bit smaller and push the buttons down. That's all that I'm seeing that has to be done. So I'm going to make that input a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to say, where are we? Let's go down here in the HTML. We need to take this input, which is in select area. Alright, so this input here, and we're going to say width is going to be 40%. See what that looks like. So it might be too much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. Let's say 30%. And I think I'm happy with that. Okay, let's just say 25%, and I'm going to leave it at that. That's close enough. The border is going to be this same color up here, so we're going to get that kind of grayish color that we added to the H2, and we're going to add it to the input. Okay, so we're going to say outline, because inputs have outlines. Outline color, do we have to say? Outline color, yep. This one. And that should give it a bit of a grey color. Let's make it a bit lighter. A little bit lighter, like so. And that didn't do much. Because if we literally make it white, will it be white? Let's make it red. Okay, and if it's red, then it is doing something. It's not doing anything. Okay, it might be border, what we have to do. So let's say border color. Can we say that border color? Apparently we can. I've never done that before. Okay, let's change that. Apparently it is changing the border color, but outline can we just say this? I think we can. Change to red. It's changing. It's not. Okay, so for this we can literally just go to inspect elements. Okay, click F12. Alright, and we're going to go to inspect this element and see what it has. I'm curious. So we go to this input, yeah, and it has an outline of decay, which is not doing anything. And this background color, is this what's changing? Border color. Okay, so this is what we have to change. Border color. Alright, and if we change this, will it let us change it? It's not going to let us, is it? Anyway, we know that it's border color, so let's go to here and just say border color red. See what that does. Nice, yeah. And let's just make that grayish like this. Alright, but that's not what we want, is it? That isn't what we want. It isn't border color what's changing. Let's inspect a little bit more then. Let's delete all this. God, I could just go and delete it. Don't want to waste some time. Come on. Let's get moving. Yeah, so I think it's going to be the focus. The actual color on focus. So here we have host. Do we have focus? It's not focused, that's the thing. So that's focused, right? And that is not what we're looking for. We're looking for just that outline color, default outline color. So we can go to input default outline, change, we would say change, CSS. Okay, let's see how we can change this. Okay, what we can do is actually give it a border, right? So a border of 1 or 2 pixels solid gray, right? We can say gray and then just change it to whatever we want. Go here, make it less gray, like so. Okay, make it a bit lighter, and give it a border radius, so it's not ugly. Radius of 0.5 rem, and then on focus it should change anyway, and that should be it. Okay, nice. Okay, that's what we got. Alright, and we're actually going to make this 0.2 rem because that's too much of radius, and maybe just give it 1 pixel instead of 2 pixels. Okay, that's going to give us a nice little border there. Okay, which is cool. And alright, now we're going to style these buttons, and we can literally just say, because it's in display flex, we can say align items. Could we just say justify self? We could just say margin top auto. Let's try that, okay? And it's going to push it down to the bottom margin top auto. It should push it all down to the bottom, and it hasn't. Okay, because it's the actual button, and we don't want the button, we want the buttons. Take this, paste it in here. Okay, that did not work. Justify content space between. It's already spaced between. So okay, but that's for the elements inside the buttons. Div. So let's see what we got first. So let's say border 1 pixel solid black. Cool. And what about the container, which is content container? Just type it here. Content container. Let's get this border 2. 1 pixel solid black. Alright, save that and save that. Hey, come on, why aren't you working? Why don't you want to work? What's wrong? What are you moaning about? Down here, what do we have? What have we done wrong? What have we done wrong? Tab area, okay, that's not important. Over here, select area as well, not important. Okay, and why aren't we getting that border in the content container? Let's go back to it. Content container. Alright, we added the challenge container. Because we added it to the challenge container, we don't want to add it to the challenge container, we want to add it to the content container, which is over here. Okay, so border 1 pixel solid black. Alright, and now let's see what we've got. Okay, so we have this, and we want to put this down here, and to do that, margin top auto should work. We're going to go down to the button again. Buttons, okay. Right, so we're going to say margin top. I'll try that again. Didn't try the first time. Let's see if it tries the second time. Maybe it works the second time. Margin top auto. It doesn't. So what can we do here? If we do margin top 20 rem or 2 rem, it should move. Okay, good. But we don't want that. How have we spaced? Let's go to the content container again and see how we've spaced the elements inside the content container. Aha, see, we haven't given a display flex here. So because we haven't given a display flex, we could actually just say justify content or justify self. Justify self end. Let's try this. Hey, not this. Over here. Okay, that did not work either. Then what we're going to do is we are going to add a display flex to this content container, because we didn't add it before. Alright, so let's go to content container. What about you? Over here. We're going to say display flex, justify content, start, align items, align items end, flex end, and flex direction column. See what we got. Okay, that's not exactly how we want it. Justify content, start, yeah. but so align items, let's try left. There we go. Yeah, that is what we want. Now the trainer obviously is covering this. We can fix that. We can just add this is the content container. We can add more width to this. I'm not sure why it's reduced its width. It hasn't reduced its width, it's just the parent. The parent has, so I'm not sure why the actual container product description, the actual challenge container has reduced its width. I'm not sure what we did here. Did we touch this? That's the challenge container is fine. This should be 60%. I don't know why it's been reduced. I see why. Because we have this screen here. That's why. So we shouldn't actually. We should give this a fixed width and a fixed height. So let's say height 40 rem, 40 rem, and 60 rem. Right, let's make that bigger. 40, we can say 60, easy peasy here. I'm going to say 80 here. That looks way better. And let's just make this 90. Okay, cool. Now we have that spacing, nice. And now we should be able to say here, buttons, margin top auto, margin top auto. Will that work? It will. Bam, there we go, nice. Okay, now we delete this border and we go border 1 pixel, right, solid black, and we can just say replace for this. Hey, but we need that as well. No more results, so that should be it. That should be it, guys. And we're gonna leave it here because it's good enough. I'm satisfied. We could improve these buttons a bit. We could actually, let's add a shadow to this. Okay, so let's say box shadow or image shadow. Can we do that? Image shadow, CSS, shadow effects. Image shadow, images with shadow effect, box shadow property allows us to draw a shadow behind an element. Okay, so we could, in theory, use this. Alright, so let's use the shadow with blur. Okay, let's add blur too. Box shadows, CSS tricks. Okay, W3 schools. That's the one I like. W3 schools. They've got a good one for blur. Blur radius. Here we go. Okay, and if you scroll down, we should be able to see it. This one. Okay, go to try it yourself, and we can tinker around with these. Just go 0, 0. Give it an incredibly high. That's the radius. We don't want that to be that big. We want the blur. This one I think is a blur. We want this to be really big. Was that the blur or was it not the blur? Let's make it 0. Okay, I'm not doing anything, am I? So let's say 10. Run. The blur is crazy big, and we can actually make it less big. So I'm going to bring it down. This is the y-axis, so we'll say -10. Okay, we need to say 10, not -10. Okay, let's go bring the blur down, and we're going to make this black. Okay, right. We're going to take this box shadow, copy it, and we are going to paste it into this image. So Nike logo image. Alright, let's go to Nike logo, this, just do a normal find. So Nike logo. Oh, here we go. All right, paste that in to the image actually. So let's cut that and paste it here and see what that looks like. Does it have anything? I don't see it having anything, any shadow. Maybe we can't add a box shadow to images. Maybe we have to add it previously to the image to get it. That's interesting. Can you add shadow CSS image? See if separate properties, images, text shadow and box shadow. How do I add a background image to a shadow in CSS? How do you put a shadow on the picture? Yeah, that's Photoshop. Okay, this is getting too in depth. I don't think it's necessary to give this much depth. Let's just remember what we got, what we made. I think it looks pretty cool. Oh wait. Oh wait, we gave the shadow to this. Let's actually try and give the shadow to the image. Okay, we gave it to the Nike logo image. We don't want it on the Nike logo. We want it on the Nike shoe. All right. Let's just try it one more time. If it fails, I'm like blimmin' tired from work today. So, product image. Yeah, that's the one. Red logo. That's not the one. It's this one. Okay, so let's try and give it to this. If it doesn't work, I'm going to bed. I'm going straight to bed. And no, it doesn't work because it's the box, it's the container of it. So yeah, it doesn't work. I think you have to do it on Photoshop. If I find a solution for it, I'll do another video on it. But man, this looks good. This looks alright. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful to learn how to do things in CSS and HTML. And I will continue to make these videos because they're making me better at CSS and HTML, and I hope I can inspire you to become better too. So my message to you is stay strong and keep coding. See you in the next one. Ciao.